Welcome to famous Laguna Beach of sunny Southern California. Dive in the beautiful life-filled reefs of Goff Island. We'll explore lush seaweed and kelp environments, swim with hundreds of thriving fish, exploring the rocky reef passages, and end up with a bunch of harbor seals laying out on the reef. We'll be entering from the north side of Goff Island. Now it's time to get below the surface. Shallow reef area is where we'll start our exploration. After, we'll adventure into the deeper rocky reef passages. Goff Island is an amazing ocean life wonderland. Just north of Treasure Island Beach, it's mostly overlooked for snorkeling and diving. And there is so much to see here, so close to shore. It's definitely one of my favorites. We're about to enter the first shallow reef area through a small passage in the reef. Otherwise, we'd have to swim all the way around the reef and enter from the side. Here are a bunch of friendly calico bass hanging out along the reef and kelp. You'll notice all the fish constantly around us, and lush kelp and seaweed environment. And here's a lone barred sand bass going our way, which leads us to a cool nook in the reef, occupied by bright orange Garibaldi damselfish. One of these Garibaldis is trying to chase all the other fish out, but it's a popular nook and they just keep coming back. From above the reef nook, you can barely tell all this is going on. And as we pass by, there's even more fish than before. That Garibaldi must be livid. Let's follow these calico bass to a very cool scene. Here's a school of California sargo coming in close. Let's watch them watch us. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please subscribe now and explore my many ocean life adventure videos from the beautiful Mexican Caribbean to the best of Southern California. Now let's dive back into this amazingly beautiful and fun reef. Headed into a deeper section of the reef with much more kelp and fish. These shallow reef areas are so beautiful. It feels like I'm swimming in an ocean aquarium. Ledges of dark green seagrass with the sun sparkling down. There are many California sheepheads all around. It's an amazing feeling to swim along the lush reef, but there is still so much more to see. Next, we're going to explore the inner reef area filled with thick kelp and fish. And we're already there. We just need to swim to the right. Let's take a relaxing swim through the kelp and take in the unique views. we're going to dive into the deeper reef passages in the outer reef. But before we do, let's wiggle into the shallow reef passages to find some lobsters and abalones. These passages are super tight and barely swimmable. Here's a cool Spanish shaw nudie branch swimming in the current. It's very hard to move around in this shallow and rocky environment. As the waves come in and the current goes in and out, it creates a suction in the passages. Here are several California sheepheads and Garibaldis. It's nice that they don't get spooked by my presence and just make room for me. Here's our first California spiny lobster walking in the algae as the current pushes us around, which brings us to another spiny lobster chilling under a rare abalone. Most abalone species are critically endangered due to overgathering, but this abalone has a temporary security guard defending it. Now we're diving into the deeper and rougher outer reefs. This area begins right over the last shallow reef wall where the waves crash against. And let's get straight into the nearest deep crevice. I love swimming through these narrow spaces, illuminated by the sun and filled with fish. They don't go very far and open up into a labyrinth of deeper algae-covered reefs. There is so much to explore here, and you never know what you're gonna come across. Let's follow this California sheephead and see where he leads us. To a large passage between reefs with many fish relaxing from the waves above. This is such a beautiful sight. As we continue along the reef, let's dive down around this corner. Another awesome view. A tight, deep crevice filled with fish as far as I can see. It's hard to tell from below, but the surface gets rough, and the waves pound on the exposed reef. We catch a breath and down we go, into the longest and deepest crevice. Let's enjoy a more relaxed view from the bottom of the crevices. Here we have Garibaldis, sheepheads, opal-eyes, and half-moons. All enjoying the relative calm at the bottom. Here's a large California sheephead showing off its huge fang-like teeth. Thank goodness these fish are passive and I don't have to worry about them nipping me from behind. Imagine having this amazing view all day. Watching the liquid sun bend and shimmer through the waves and current. Feeling the soothing cool water in weightlessness. See the best of the south side of Goff Island, which is the northern edge of Treasure Island Cove. Most noticeably, lots and lots of kelp, and lots of California harbor seals chilling on the reef. If you're lucky and swim calmly, you might get joined by a harbor seal, like this curious harbor seal following me from below. Now coming in for a closer look. As we check out each other on the surface, it heads back to the inner reef. Mostly Garibaldis are patrolling in this area. This area is deeper and more wide open. Here's a group of California sargo headed out. You'll also find many larger California sheepheads in the reef crevices. Like this big colorful male watching me. He almost looks like he's wearing a mask. As we continue deeper out, we come across many California golden gorgonian corals along the reef. Which brings us to a crevice in the reef full of aggressive Garibaldis. Here's another nearby crevice under the reef filled with more Garibaldis, sheepheads, and opal-eyes. Notice how beautiful opal-eyes' eyes are as they come in close for a look. It's rare to get close-up of opal-eyes, as they usually are very cautious around people. Here's one last crevice view with the harbor seals swimming by. I hope you've enjoyed our Goff Island adventure with all its amazing views. Thank you for joining me on this Laguna Beach diving adventure. Please subscribe now and place your notification bell on all to be notified of future videos. Check out my many videos and series from the best of Southern California to Baja and the Mexican Caribbean. Also check out this channel's website, oceanearthgreen.com, for lots of photos, stories, and other future divers from around the world. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please share this with other ocean life lovers and anyone interested in exploring Laguna Beach, the awesome Goff Island reefs. Thanks for watching. See you on the next adventure.